Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss something different. So today's topic is, can plants communicate like us? Let's start it. Plants communicate and interact with one another both above ground and below in surprising stable and sophisticated way. Evidence for plant communication is only a few decades old, but in that short time it has laid fogged from electrifying discovery to deceive, debunking to restoration. Two studies published in 1983 demonstrated that willow trees, poplars, and sugar maples can warn each other about the insect attacks. Intact, undamaged trees near ones that are infected with hungry bugs begin pumping out bug-repelling chemicals to ward off attacks. They somehow know what their neighbors are experiencing and react to it. The mind-bending implication was that brainless trees could send, receive, and interpret messages. The first few talking tree papers were quickly shot down as statistically flawed or too artificial, irrelevant to the real-world war between plants and the bugs. Research ground to a halt. But the science of plant communication is now staging a comeback. Rigorous, carefully controlled experiments are overcoming those early criticisms with repeated testings in the lab, forest, and fields. It's now well established that bugs can chew leaves and the plants respond by releasing volatile organic compounds into the air. 40 out of 48 studies of plant communication confirmed that other plants will detect these airborne signals and ramp up their production of chemical weapons or other defense mechanisms in response. The debate is no longer whether plants can sense one another's biochemical message. They can, but about why and how do they do it? Most studies have been taking place under controlled lab conditions, so one of the major open questions is to what extent they use these signals in the wild. How does a leaf know it's being eaten, and how does it tell other plants to start manufacturing defensive mechanisms? To prove that electric signals are at work, Ted Farmer's team placed microelectrodes on the leaves of Arabidopsis thaliana and allowed Egyptian cotton leaf worms to fest away. Within seconds, voltage changes in the tissue radiated out from the site of damage towards the stem and beyond. As the waves surged outwards, the defensive compound, jasmonic acid, accumulated even far from the site of damage. The genes involved in transmitting the electrical signal produce channels in a membrane just inside the plant's cell walls. The channels maintain electrical potential by regulating the passage of charged ions. These genes are evolutionarily analogous to the ion-regulating receptors that animals used to rely sensory organs throughout the body. They obviously came from a common ancestor and are deeply rooted. There are far more parallels than differences. What they found next were more surprising and controversial. He was looking at how the Sitka willow altered the nutritional quality of its leaves in response to an invasion to tent caterpillars and webworms. In the lab, when he fed the insects with infested trees, the worms grew slowly, but their growth was also stunned. When he fed leaves from undamaged willows that lived near the trees being eaten, the same biochemical change seemed to be happening in both groups of plants. So, the conclusion was that the untouched willow was getting a message from those under attack. So, that's the end. And thanks for watching the video, and wait, part 2 of this video is coming soon. So if you find these facts interesting, then please subscribe the channel.